Hello everyone and welcome to my last channel update of 2022. I thought it would be nice to wrap up the year a little bit and make some sort of projection for next year so you guys can look forward to what's to come. First off, I just wanted to apologize for the lack of videos lately. I've been posting updates in the community tab, but I know all of you guys don't look at that. Although you should if you want to keep up to date with what's going on with me and the channel. But anyway, the last channel update I did was back in September. And I told you guys how busy I was with my garden and all the preserving of the harvest. And that's why videos were somewhat sporadic back then. But after I published that update, going into October, I got even busier because we had a long extended summer. And the harvest just kept coming in all the way through October, which is really unusual for our area. Usually harvest season is over by the end of September because that's when we usually get our first frost. But this year, our first frost didn't come until the end of October. So around the time I had thought that all the work would be winding down, it was still going strong. In fact, it was going even stronger than when I made my last update video. And it got to the point where I just couldn't think about videos anymore because it was too stressful to have videos hanging over my head when I had so much, time sensitive work I needed to get done before the frost ruined everything. So that's when I'd made the decision to take a break from the channel altogether until I was done with the harvest season. And my garden work didn't end until we got our first snow on November 7th. But even after that, I still had a lot of work to do in the house, processing and preserving things before it went bad. But then finally, I was done with all the stuff that had to be done right away. I still had, and I still do have, a lot of work to do processing stuff I'd thrown in the freezer to give myself some breathing room. But none of that has to be done at any specific time, just when I feel ready to do it. So I started to feel like I could get back into making videos again, finally. And I did, sort of. I had announced on my community tab that my break was over and to expect videos on the channel again. And I even uploaded an episode of Fallout 76 and I started editing the next episode after that, which is the season finale. But then I started experiencing a lot of problems in the editing department with that episode, which made it take a lot of extra time. And the air date for that episode came around, but I didn't even have half of it edited yet, which is extremely frustrating, to say the least. And on top of that, I was finding it difficult to work in recording sessions for Dragon Age. Because after over a month of not recording anything at all, well, I got out of the habit of doing it. In fact, my family's entire schedule had been rearranged not to include, recording sessions. And, well, we've been finding it very difficult to work that back into our schedule after my break was over. Especially since by then the weather had shifted full on into winter. As I mentioned, we got our first snow on November 7th, and we've had at least a foot or more of snow on the ground every single day since then. And it's just really, really cold too. The reason why that matters is because usually my husband takes our kids out for a few hours once a week so I can record in the quiet house, because we homeschool our kids. And so I don't have those quiet hours in the afternoon every day like I would if they went to public school. So in order to record in a quiet environment, my kids have to be out of the house. And, in the summer, that's easy. My husband will take them out swimming or fishing or whatever. They go to parks and stuff like that. And they can usually stay gone easily for 3 hours. And I can get a lot done in 3 hours. But in the winter, when it's 12 degrees outside with a foot of snow on the ground, it's not as easy to do that, especially on a very regular basis. And then the holiday rush happened. Oh, boy. The holiday rush, right? And so I got busy getting ready for Christmas, and that just compounded the problem. Anyways, I did work on the season finale of Fallout 76 before Christmas, but with the editing problems and having to record some extra footage that I had forgotten to grab earlier, oh my, I just I just couldn't get it done before the holiday, even though I really tried hard to because it was way overdue by then. But it was just too stressful for me on top of everything else. So I made the decision to give it up until after Christmas so that I could just focus on the family. And, I'm sure y'all understand that. Anyway, all that to say that finding time to record lately has been a challenge, at least for the last 2 months or so. This is the main reason why, I like to have a backlog of videos saved up so that if for some reason I can't record one week, you guys won't even notice because I'll still have a video that I can upload and I can make up for it the next week if I have to. But for various reasons, I just didn't have a backlog of Dragon Age videos, and so when I couldn't find time to record new episodes week after week, my channel suffered for it. I just didn't upload videos. And sorry if it seems like I'm going into, just going on and on about this way too much in too much detail. I do tend to ramble sometimes, but I just like to keep you all in the loop, so you can fully understand why the channel has been pretty quiet lately. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers whose channels go quiet for months on end without any kind of explanation because, I follow channels like that and I know how frustrating it is. So I hope you guys don't mind the detailed updates. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. What does all this mean for the channel in the near future? Well, now that the holidays are finally over, I'm going to make a very concerted effort to get my schedule worked out so I can have time once again for recording and editing videos. I'm actually been working on my schedule already, and so I'm feeling good about it going into the new year. I'm feeling like I'm going to finally get on top of things. And I know I've said that before, but that was back when I didn't actually have a plan. I just had hope. This time I have both. I have hope and a plan. So I feel more confident than I did then. So for now, I'm nearly finished editing the season finale of Fallout 76, and I will publish that on the channel as soon as it's done. The amount of time that takes to get done really depends on whether or not I have any more problems with it. It's been a difficult episode to edit. It's a more complex episode as well. It's the season finale. We're trying to wrap everything up, and so it's a little bit more complicated and difficult in the editing department, but then also just technical difficulties that I've been having. So barring any of those things, I should have it out soon. After the new year, a lot later than I thought it would be. I originally thought it would come out at the end of October, but I certainly did not foresee, the long break that happened. And, I will be striving to end this break as soon as possible. So once Fallout 76 is over, there will be only Dragon Age on the channel for a little while as I switch gears and, I start editing Fallout 4 Season 2 episodes. And like I said in my September update, Fallout 4 is in production. At the time of the last update, I had 4 episodes recorded. And now, since then, I have 7 total recorded and most of an 8th. Yeah. And like I said last update, these Fallout 4 episodes will be more time consuming to edit. And so it may be a few weeks before I finally am able to get an episode on the channel. Like even if I started editing them today, chances are it would be 2 or 3 weeks before it even showed up on the channel, just because of how complicated the editing is going to be for it. Plus I have to make a new intro for it, a new lead-ins and stuff like that. I probably am going to make a season 2 trailer to release beforehand and stuff like that. So those kinds of things are going to take a little bit of time. And also, even though I have my new schedule laid out for me for starting the new year with, it might take me a little bit of trial and error to get into it. And so it might just take me a little bit of time to get off the ground with it, but it will eventually happen. So it's definitely going to be a top priority for me after the new year. And I really appreciate your patience and understanding, guys. You've been awesome about it. And you continually inspire me to keep going, even when it's tough. So I thank you for that. Thank you for sticking around and waiting so long for the content that I keep promising over and over and over. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to deliver it as soon as I hoped I would. But, anyways, you guys, January is going to be my get back on track month. And if all goes well, I should be pumping out videos regularly again by February. Although, after so many unforeseen setbacks this year, I hate to make promises like that. But I guess I'll just say that that is my goal, and I will do my very best to meet that goal. For the foreseeable future, I will have only Dragon Age and Fallout 4 on the channel. And if things are going well for a while with that workload, and I start to feel like I can add to it, I may start playing Kenshi on the channel too, since I've been wanting to play that on the channel for over a year now. But again, that will only happen if I get to a point where I can handle the extra workload. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, I feel like that's all I have to say. Mostly this was just a chance for me to vent about my busy life, I guess. I hope you all don't mind. When the pressure is high, sometimes you just gotta let it out, right? It's therapeutic. Anyway, I hope you all had a great holiday season and that you're all doing well. And I hope 2023 is an amazing year for you guys. I'm excited for it. It's so full of possibilities. I look forward to seeing you all there. And until then, consider following me on Discord or my other social media. The links are in the description below, as well as my Patreon and Coffee pages if you'd like to support the channel. I'd appreciate a comment or a like on this video too for the algorithm, since it really helps out a lot. But, even more, I just like hearing from you guys. I love to know that you're watching my videos and what you think of them. It makes my day to see your words on my screen. And even though I don't have time to answer each comment, I do read every single one of them. So I hope to see you down there. All right, you guys. Until next time, remember to play safe, play nice, and have fun. Bye, everyone.